AITA for being cold to a newish coworker? I, 29M, am a super social guy at work. We used to have a really cold, unwelcoming office and my team, 4 of us all together, were brought on to improve morale, so I'm not saying that to brag. It's literally part of my job description: organizing events, fielding complaints and relationship dynamics. Just generally making sure everyone is comfortable and happy. I'd like to say I'm pretty darn well liked and haven't seen any evidence to the contrary yet, and this has spilled over into my life in general, and I'm one of those always smiling types overall. Reason I said this is because my colleagues have recently asked if I have a problem with our newest starter, 31F. She works in sales and is a little quiet, most likely because she's new, but ostensibly nice from what I hear. I've not got anything against her personally per se, but she's allegedly mentioned to my team, but not me, that she doesn't get invited to outside of work events, non-official functions, parties, dinners, etc. She's looped into all official events OFC, or invited out to lunch at all, and spends a lot of time alone in and around the office. I admit to giving her a wide berth, but that is just because during her first week before we'd been introduced, I was getting onto the elevator and noticed someone had dropped a key card in the lobby. I recognized her face and approached her at her desk when I got to our floor. She looked apprehensive about me approaching, so I slapped on a smile and went to speak. I just got out an "excuse me," but I think before she interrupted with what sounded like a prepared speech about how she wants to keep work and personal life separate and didn't wish to engage unless it was work-related. I didn't say anything and just placed her card on her desk and left it at that. She approached me at lunch that day to apologize and said she thought I was asking her out, but did so in front of a crowd of people to whom I then had to explain myself. Overall, she made me uncomfortable and feel guilty for being friendly, so I tend to follow her rules and only send her emails in group threads. But seeing as I'm something of a social hub outside of work, this had apparently had a knock-on effect of others kind of distancing themselves too. So, AITA for following her row? P.S. I have a partner of 4Y who works with us in a different department. NTA. Kind of weird that she thought you were automatically hitting on her. I would say invite her or have people invite her, but keep the convo to a minimum as to not have her come up with the weird, "oh he wants me" thing, or maybe invite your partner along so she can tell you're in a committed relationship. If none of those sounds appealing, just have a discussion on how that made you feel and that you're just apprehensive, but do so around a witness so she doesn't switch around and paint you in a bad light. NTA. She said she was there for work and not to entertain social whims. She made it weird and she's getting what she asked for. If she hadn't made her clumsy apology so awkward and public, you wouldn't have been grilled to relay every detail of that initial interaction, and the team wouldn't have ever known she expressed this sentiment. It's on her to fix. And frankly, whining to others about it isn't such a hot look either. NTA. You got off on the wrong foot because of a misunderstanding on her part. She may have apologized for it, but after that, did she make any effort to be social and friendly towards you and the other colleagues? Did she ever initiate something social? If not, that's on her. You have done nothing wrong. NTA. She's already made things weird and shown that she misinterprets completely innocuous interactions. I don't blame you at all for giving her a bit of a swerve. I think most people have a pre-prepped "thanks, but no thanks" response for being asked out, but you do need to wait for the person to ask in the first place before launching into it. I want to keep work strictly to work. Why aren't my coworkers socializing with me in non-work events? Single quote. She thick. NTA. She wants to have it both ways. That is absurd. And she made your interactions with her awkward pretty much from the word go. I'd keep my distance from her as well, if I were you. On the one hand, I fully agree with her desire to keep personal and professional lives separate. You respect her desire to do this, so you obviously don't invite her to out-of-work functions. But then she complains that she's out of the loop on out-of-work functions, which is what she requested in the first place. That's just drama-causing and crazy-making. If I tell someone I don't want to be invited to these events, I can't be upset that I'm not invited to those events. I feel like you're in a lose-lose situation here. You couldn't even go up to her without her assuming you were hitting on her. How is she going to respond to other male colleagues when you're in a social situation outside of work, like a pub or something? If being friendly to her is considered being hit on? I don't know. Maybe speak to upper management? Don't want to put all the blame on her, but if you couldn't even finish a sentence the first time you're speaking to her in the workplace before she's accusing you of trying to ask her out, how are you meant to feel comfortable talking to her outside of strictly talking about work stuff? NTA. NTA. Maybe other people are not inviting her because they know something you don't know. What if she has done something similar to others? I doubt that her being iced out has anything to do with you. Continue to keep your distance. The truth will come out eventually. NTA. She stated she wanted to keep work and personal separate and then called you out again in public with her self-serving apology, and now she's getting what she wanted with her setting the standard. Honestly, I would not feel comfortable going out to non-official events with this person if her first reaction is to accuse someone of inappropriate workplace behavior. If it were me, I'd go to HR and get something down on paper now just to CYA, because if she's talking to others about this, it's going to get back to HR sooner rather than later, and HR won't care about either of you. Only who's easier to get rid of to protect the company's image. NTA. If I had to guess, you're not the only one who was taken aback by her assumption. If I knew this person had a history of assuming romantic interest after half a sentence and a smile, I would not be inviting her to lunch either. Who knows to what conclusions she would come. She apologized to you in front of a bunch of people. I'm sure that story had gone through the entire office within the hour. People are rightfully spooked and decided on their own that keeping things strictly professional is better. It has nothing to do with you. Perhaps people are keeping her at arm's length because anyone who assumes someone is hitting on them just for returning a keycard is not giving off a good vibe. NTA. You said people could invite other people. Why hasn't another coworker of hers who works in her own department invited her to one of these social gatherings? You would be in awe if you made up the guest list. But you said that it wasn't. NTA. NTA. She said she didn't want to socialize outside of work, so she got what she asked for. You have a drama queen coworker. If she really was sorry for jumping to a conclusion, she would have approached you in private, not force you to explain in front of your other coworkers. Now she's causing more drama. She's going to be a problem. NTA. NTA. You followed her requests. It isn't your fault that her rudeness and wish for you to leave her alone backfired. NTA. And keep on keeping your distance. Comments about what may have happened in her past may be correct, but none of it is your problem. You're wise to stay clear of potential drama. I am a gay man who works in HR. I see how my STR8 friends are often treated by these types of women. She may have her issues, previous experiences, but the assumption on your behavior was unprofessional. We're talking a workspace here, not a bar. Do you realize you were treated as a workplace creep or abuser? Quietly document the interaction and list any witnesses. You may need it, and keep it strictly professional. As she said, do not engage unless work-related. Be safe, not sorry. This is not about being taught. In any case, NTA. NTA. She sounds like drama. When she approached you to apologize in front of others, and you had to explain the situation, what she said, the others got the same drift you did. First off, she stated she wants to keep work and personal life separate. Second, who does not even give someone a chance to speak for thinking they were going to be asked out after only a few days of work and with no interaction whatsoever with that person? Others are having the same thoughts as you. There is no way they now want to have anything other than a professional relationship with this person. NTA. You did as she asked. It does seem like she threw up a defense after an incorrect assumption that backfired for her. Maybe you should talk about it with her and try to start over. First impressions aren't always correct. Stay away from her. She sounds like a time bomb. Do your job and don't engage with her unless necessary. NTA.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.